The night that changed everything. The scene opens with soft electronic tones and a subtle echo, creating a serene atmosphere. Narrator, youthful AI voice. When I was 15 years old, I began to feel capable of handling things on my own. We lived in a tranquil neighborhood on the outskirts of town, where tree-lined streets, friendly neighbors, and spacious homes with lush gardens painted a picture of safety. It felt like a small village awakening with the sunrise, a place where you never needed to glance over your shoulder, even at night. Gentle bird chirps in the background enhance the natural setting. Narrator. That night was a weekend, and my parents were preparing to attend a party with their friends. When we were very young, my grandparents would look after my older sister and me, but my sister was away visiting friends, and I felt ready to prove myself. Oh, they left me some money for food, turning it into a dream scenario for any teenager. A house to myself, video games all night, and fast food. I was captivated by The Last of Us on my PlayStation, deep into a new adventure. The click of a PlayStation controller button, accompanied by a rising musical undertone. Narrator. After 2 hours of gaming, hunger set in, so I called Taste of Joy, a nearby restaurant and family favorite. I ordered a large chicken sandwich, confident I'd eat at least half. My mom left clear instructions. Wrap the leftovers in foil and store them in the fridge. While waiting, I settled on the couch and turned on an episode of Stranger Things on the TV. When the doorbell rang, I rushed downstairs with the $20 my parents left, instructed to tip $3. Doorbell chime, followed by quick footsteps on the stairs. Narrator. I opened the door to find a man in his 20s with long, messy hair, wearing a black leather jacket. I handed him the money and requested change, but he paused, peering past me into the house, and asked, "Are you here alone?" A chill ran through me as I recalled my parents' advice about strangers. I replied hastily, "No, my family's inside." It was an obvious lie, but I shut the door quickly. Returning to the kitchen to eat, an uneasy feeling lingered, door closing with a thud, layered with escalating tense music. Narrator. I went back upstairs and resumed gaming, but it was past midnight when the doorbell rang again. Assuming it was my parents, I called out, "Mom, Dad." Instead, a strange voice responded, "I need help. Can I use your phone?" My heart raced. Too afraid to peek through the window, I hurried to my parents' room and grabbed the house phone. I dialed my mom, who was at the party, and said, "There's someone at the door wanting to come in." Rapid footsteps, followed by heavy knocks on the door. Narrator. My mom's tone shifted instantly, growing serious. She asked if I'd told the man I was alone, and I admitted, "Yes, the delivery guy asked me." As we spoke, the doorbell rang again, followed by the soft creak of the back gate opening. I told her, and she instructed, "Stay in the bedroom, lock the door, and turn off the lights." I heard faint footsteps downstairs and whispered to her, "Is he inside?" She assured me the police were on their way. Soft creak of a gate, followed by light footsteps. Narrator. I hid under the bed, my heart pounding. The footsteps approached the stairs, stopping at my parents' door. Someone tried the handle several times, then knocked lightly. No words were spoken, but they didn't leave. Moments later, the steps retreated downstairs. I stayed silent until I heard heavy footsteps and a police officer calling my name. I opened the door to find 2 officers upstairs and 2 more searching below. The back door was found ajar. Light knocks followed by police radio chatter and footsteps. Narrator. I recounted the events to the police, mentioning my suspicion about the delivery man. My parents returned quickly, and the next day we visited the restaurant to identify him. He wasn't there, and the manager refused to assist. We never went back, and my parents hesitated to leave me alone again for a long time. Still, I wonder, was it him? Car engine sound, transitioning to gentle, fading music. Narrator. Years later, at 19, we moved to a new rural home. It was expansive, with a game room and a backyard facing dense forest. One night, while my parents were out, I invited my friend Ahmed to watch a movie. We enjoyed Inception, until a sudden sense of being watched overwhelmed me. I glanced at the window and saw a figure in the darkness, tapping the glass softly. We rushed to lock the doors, but the tapping persisted for hours. Soft tapping, layered with intense music. Narrator. When my parents returned, we called the police, but they found nothing. That night changed me. I sometimes reflect on those moments, wondering if it was just my imagination. Have you ever experienced something strange? Share it in the comments. Gentle music with a soft echo. Subscribe for more true crime stories that are too wild to be fiction. Comment below. What would you do in Barbara's place?